G'day ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to make my, well, it's not a spaghetti bolognese. If I called it a spaghetti bolognese, the combined people of Italy would probably gather together and cut me off my pasta supply. It is a tomato-based meat sauce, which is about as close as to bolognese as it gets, but I add a whole lot of other things that definitely make it not a bolognese. So here we go. I'm going to walk you through my ingredients and then we'll get to the method. So starting off, we have, this is a sofrito. It's a combination of onion, garlic, celery, carrot, and I've added capsicum. Most people would tell you not to add your garlic at the same time as your onion, but I reckon these veggies have so much moisture in them that the garlic is not going to burn. And let's face it, never has for me in the past. I've got some fresh cracked black pepper, some freshly ground meat that I have ground through my grinder. That's a brisket, I believe. We've got some oregano, basil, sage, and thyme. Some mixed herbs, some tomato paste, some mushrooms, and olives. Now, these have been chopped up really fine, so my children don't find them. If my kids find them, they complain at me loudly. I forgot to put the tinned tomatoes on the bench as well, but we're going to be putting some tomatoes in. That's a Tempranillo, a bit of red wine. There's some beef stock there, and some bad quality chorizo, because in my very remote town where I live, I can't get any of the good quality chorizo. And I've just noticed that there's a little bit of a safety hazard there, so I'm going to turn those off. And we're going to be cooking all of this up in a big stock pot, which I really like cooking in because it allows me to make big batches of things. And we've got some salt there as well for seasoning. I usually like to grind my own, but of course my pepper grinder and salt grinder, the salt part got worn out and broke, so I just guess I have to use the normal everyday cooking salt. Alright, now I'm also going to be using some really good quality olive oil. This is a chili and garlic infused olive oil from Margaret River, and I'm going to start by getting everything on the heat. I'm going to heat my pan up, then I'm going to put in a good splash of that olive oil into there. And I'm going to swirl that around because I want to coat the pan really, really nicely. And then I'm going to test whether the pan is hot enough by throwing in one piece of the chorizo. Boink! It sizzled, so then I'll put in the rest. Right, once that's all nice and charred, and, well, not charred, but cooked, crispy, it's released all of its oils. It's got a beautiful chorizo flavour in there, and of course the better quality the chorizo, the better it is. I'm going to start taking that out of there because I don't want to burn it when I'm cooking my other things and frying up my veggies. So we're just going to take all of that out of there. I'm also going to make sure that once I've got all of that there, it's going to sit for a bit, and then it's going to release more oils, and I'm going to pour them back into the pan because I want those to be adding flavour to what I cook. In go my veggies, and then I'm going to be making sure that they sweat off most of their moisture, and as I predicted, the garlic didn't burn, which is really good. After that, I'm going to be just making sure that that's nice and veggies are soft. Add my mince. I'm going to brown that mince off. Get all the bits in there. And stir that through. I do like stirring things. Add a bit of salt, season it. I had a bit too much in my hand there, so I put the rest away. Add a bit of pepper, make sure that there's plenty. I actually go on for a bit longer than this video shows. And then once that meat's browned, I'm going to fry off my tomato paste. And the reason for that is that I've been told that it takes away a bit of the tartness, a bit of the acidity, and just makes everything a little bit more mellow. So you can see me there frying it off from the bottom of the pan as much as I can before stirring it through. I do like stirring a pot. It's very therapeutic. Then I'm going to add a bit of red wine. I'm going to add a bit, let it reduce. Then I remember that I forgot to add my herbs earlier. So in a minute, I'm going to put my herbs into the mix. So there we go. Spread those over and stir those through again. I should probably learn to leave my pot a little bit instead of stirring every 5 minutes, but it's just so addictive. You see a pot with a wooden spoon in it, and you just want to give it a stir. Look at me go. I should really find myself another hobby. Something that keeps me busy while I'm waiting for a pot to cook. More red wine! Yeah, we're going to reduce that down a bit as well. Give that another bit of a, you guessed it, a stir. And then I'm going to add my tinned tomatoes. My tinned tomatoes are going to get stirred through as well. Yes, I should use passata. No, I can't find a good quality one. Yes, I should make my own from fresh tomatoes. No, I can't get my hands on a lot of good quality fresh tomatoes without them costing a fortune. Obviously, that's my mushroom and olives getting stirred in. And then I'm going to add some beef stock. I do add all of this beef stock over the cooking process, but I only add a bit at the beginning, let it simmer, and then I add some more to stop it from drying out. You can see that started to come along really nicely. The chorizo goes back in, of course. I want those flavours to permeate through the whole meal. And then it's going to be going, we'll fire up the second element, put that there, turn off the big one, and that's going to sit there for a couple of hours. And hours and hours. I think this one went for 4 hours. Here I take this off, it's boiling, I have a little taste halfway through. I want to make sure the flavours are good. You should always taste what you make as you go. And yep, no, that's good. It was pretty good, pretty much spot on. And then we just let it sit there again for a little while. And of course we've got pasta. Now, season the water really, really well with a heap of salt. And then I'm just going to put my pasta in. I try not to break it. I try to just get it to bend in there nicely. And then we plate it up. This is the first time I've tried doing a little swirly thing with tongs. And it looked kind of okay. And then I'm going to just, play with it a bit. Put a little bit down there. I'm quite hungry today. This is my bowl, and then we're going to just put a little bit of the meat sauce there. There it goes. That's quite nice. Bit of Parmesan Reggiano. And then we're going to put 2 basil leaves there, which my wife grew in her garden. And my little girl there, ooh, she likes that. So that's my pasta dish that I have come up with. It's based on a whole bunch of other dishes that I've kind of taken the bits that I like and put it in there. I quite like things like arrabbiatas, and I quite like a Bolognese, and I quite like other dishes like lasagna that have meat sauces in them. So this is kind of my take on those dishes. And yeah, make it yourself, see if you like it, let me know what I could do better. Awesome. Thank you. Bye.